So I'm pulling some ghetto moves here. I got my potatoes that I made yesterday. And I went to the Mexican place next door and got the big ass. That's like their slogan, I guess. Everything's big ass burrito, big ass. This is the surf and turf chips, and got the surf and turf chips, and then ate a good amount of that, all of it, and then filled up the little box full of their hot sauce, which honestly, that Mexican place, the burritos are like nothing to be talked about. But the hot sauce is pretty good. And it's like, so there's a taco truck near my house in Little Rock. And I used to go there and just, like, I would bring like a ketchup bottle. And they had like an empty ketchup bottle. And I was like, fill this up with your hot sauce. And it was like $5. And they would just fill it up. And I would get that like all the time. Their hot sauce there is like so good. At Taco Mexicano taco truck. It's like super good and super hot, like spicy, like you can barely eat it. Like it's like just lights your whole face on fire. This one they got like this place, the St. Guida's, I think it's called. Across the street from Manly Bay. Their green one that they say is like super hot. It's like barely hot, like it's got flavor to where I like it. Kind of tastes like a spicy guacamole. Like it's got a good flavor. It's got like a guacamole-ness to it, I guess. But it's not like burning hot. And then there's another one, it's the red one. It says on the little name for it, burning hot. It's like fire super hot. Or whatever. It's got a little picture of like a pepper that's on fire. And so the pepper on fire one is like a little spicy where I'm not like, oh, this is like not even hot at all. It's a little hot. But then they got like 3 of them that are not hot. They're not supposed to be hot. They're just like salsa. And those ones are like not even close to spicy. But I just had to get like a big thing of that spicy hot sauce. and put it on my my baked potatoes from yesterday. I had mashed baked potatoes, and I had to get the hot sauce. Think about going to the pool. Everything. At least I can make that thing for a couple of days or whatever. But I've been kind of combating it, like in a mental combat myself. I'm thinking about, should I play the super it's like super fast turbo tournament, and it's number 100, the last and final. There was another one that was like a couple days ago, but I don't remember if it, I know it was multi-day, and it was like if you made it to the final table you would have had to play today, and I had that interview thing to do at the union, which I guess is like part of the program, is they make it where you have to do like multiple interviews, and that's all built around like employer power over the workers, so they can go to multiple interviews, because then it makes you feel like they have more power over you, and then you won't argue for more money. You won't try to get more of a wage, because the concept is that they're trying to make it feel to people, and not just you like personally, but you, but they want you to just know it, that they don't need you, you need them more than they need you. And if you think that they need you more than you need them, then they are going to possibly face the challenge from you to give you more money, or to give you more power or more freedom, to let you come in late. Like, let's say they need you, they can't like just replace you, you have like some job or whatever where you just can't be replaced and they absolutely need you there, and you come in a half an hour late, an hour late. I had this one job where I was a superintendent, and this guy who was like the foreman, or like the, I don't think he was even like titled a foreman. I think he was just like a regular carpenter, and he was like under me. This guy would take like hour-long plus lunches, just the longest break ever. It was like the whole fucking day was a break, and he wouldn't listen to me, he wouldn't do anything. And I was like, can we just fire this guy? He's like, he's everything that's possibly could be wrong. And they were like, we can't get anybody else out here. We were like doing some job equipment. They said, look, I'm gonna tell you the truth. Like, I can't get anybody else out here. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, they're like, no, this, if he's taking 2-hour lunches, like, we really can't do anything. We can't get anybody else to come out here in the middle of it. We can't get another guy to do anything. So that he's doing anything at all is enough. And that's the truth. Like, I feel like if he knew that, but it's like, it's almost like he did know that. Like, that's how he was acting. But the truth is that I think most jobs are like that. So, anyway, it's like there's all these people in the world that just aren't wise to it. And I mean, I can't think of anything better to do than get a job. And I have, like, tons of them. I got a stack of them. And I got a bunch of stuff that I can do without, like, going and getting an actual job. Like, it'll produce something. And, like, for a long time, I was just, like, relying on poker. Now, apparently, poker is turned away from me. I'm no longer lucky. So, but still, it's like, there's so many people who just work out. Like, I'm doing bad enough at poker where I'm thinking about getting into working out. Like, I'm losing bad enough to where I'm about to turn my whole life around and kick poker completely out of my life. And I've done this before. I quit playing poker for like multiple years. And then what happened was I quit and it was like more of a thing. I was too busy. And I just never had time to. And then like the one time that I went to so my plan was I was gonna move to Arkansas, Little Rock, because my girlfriend Liz, when we lived in LA, I would spend too much time at the casino, and she didn't like going. And I was winning a lot, like I was actually making more money playing poker at like I would go to the bike or but mostly like just wherever I was working. So it was like doing construction jobs, and then wherever I was working, I would get off and just stop at the casino, like in whatever neighborhood I was working at. Because I lived in downtown, and the traffic was like really terrible to get, like from anywhere to downtown. Like other than like there was like I had a job that was in Beverly Hills, and to go from Beverly Hills to downtown was like nothing. But to go from like South LA, like back to downtown at like rush hour was like hell on earth. Like I was just stuck in the car, and so I stopped at the casino on the way home, and then I'd be there for like, let's say my work day would be like 8 hours long, and it was rare that they would give more than 8 hours because after 8 hours they start paying you overtime. So most jobs just cut you off at 8 hours, and so you do 8 hours. On the way home, stop at the casino. I'd be at the casino for like 4 hours. And then my girlfriend started getting like, she was crying to me one day about, oh, I never see you. And she said, it feels like you're cheating on me with poker. Like, we never spend time together anymore. Because all you do is play poker and work. And it's okay that you work, but like I just don't want you to play poker. Like so much. She's like, I get it that you're like making money at it, but and you like it, but like I never see you anymore kind of thing. And I was like, okay, whatever, fine. Then we ended up moving, and that was like a big part of it, was that I wanted to live somewhere that didn't have so much access to casinos. Because if they're right there, I just can't stay away. And anyway, now I'm living on the strip in Vegas. Literally haven't, like, I mean, I've worked a couple of days. A couple of day jobs that I had. But I haven't had, like, a full-time job. I really, I mean, there are ones that I have tried to get. I wanted to work at a casino. Because I live around the strip. I don't know why, like, it's almost like that's part of the thing with employers is they want somebody to work there, but they don't want them to live across the street. Doesn't make sense. I mean, maybe I haven't looked hard enough for like a bar back job or like a. I mean, I've literally applied for like janitor casinos. I can't figure out the MGM now hiring app thing. Like they just can't figure out how to log into it. But I guess it's like a lot of people the same reason as me. Like, people like this really want to work there. What the hell is this? Maybe that's why it's like everything that says it's got now hiring ad up is like miles off the strip. It's because nobody even wants to be there. It's really like a phenomenal thing that it exists, that people like built in the middle of nowhere where there's really nothing. They built like all these crazy casinos that look so cool, and then people come out here just for that. Like, and then what's really crazy is that, like, what's crazy about it is we think, why don't they put these giant casinos like somewhere that people want to be, like at the beach? But they do. It doesn't get as crowded as Vegas, but like, I mean, I guess it does. Sure it does. I mean, Tunica is crowded as hell on the weekend. Tunica's like kind of in the middle of nowhere too. It's just next to a river. And Biloxi is like literally on the beach. Nice beach, nice walk. It's got like a nice like little walk around thing that takes you out like the water, whatever. Biloxi is a really nice place. I mean, there's poker, there's this, all over America. Anyway, when we moved to Little Rock, this track of the story was fine. We moved to Little Rock, and I didn't go to a casino or play poker anywhere for like a year or two, just because I was too busy. Like, I had work, I had like just bought a house, so I was like a new homeowner of this house. Fixed up and everything, so fixing up this house. I'm just like constantly busy. And it was like a year or two later, and so like when we were picking where we were gonna live, Little Rock, it's like the area that, and it seemed like there were jobs. And the jobs didn't really pay like they do in LA, but there were just a lot of them. And there wasn't a lot of people that lived there. So I'm thinking, like, there's just not a lot of people, like, the competition for jobs is going to be low. And so, we ended up moving there, but part of it was that the casino that had poker was like an hour away. And I said, like, I don't want to be somewhere where we're like so far away from the casino that I gotta like fly to Vegas to play poker. Like, I just want to play like every once in a while. And I don't want to have to like get on an airplane. Like, I don't even play that much. Like, I'm just playing like maybe 500, you know? So I played like a 200 game or 500 game. And I was like, I'm not even that serious about it. Like, I don't want to be like flying away to Vegas to go and play 200 poker. Like, I'm gonna have to go for like a whole week. Like, you're gonna put more money into traveling than into trying one night. And so it seemed like the right choice to have a poker game that's an hour away, so an hour drive from Little Rock to the casino in Hot Springs. And now knowing what I know, Hot Springs is actually a better area for like everything. It's a better area for, there's more jobs there, they pay better there. It's a bigger city. It's funny that Little Rock is the capital city, but it's almost the same as like LA compared to Sacramento. Where Sacramento is like a ghetto area. This is the capital city of the state, but it's just a ghetto rundown area. And there's really not much like going on, just because it's the capital city. And so that makes it really cool. But LA is way cooler. There's better jobs. Same way with like Hot Springs. But like, sure, you can get by in Sacramento. You can get a job in Sacramento, sure. Live in Sacramento. But LA's better. But when I finally, like after a year or two of working on stuff, and then I finally got around to going to that casino. Like, I'm gonna go out there, like, play a little poker game, be out there a couple hours. I go out there, and I walk into the casino, and I said, "Where's the poker game?" I said, "We don't have one." I was like, "What? What do you mean?" Like, the internet said that it's like the best poker game, like it's one of the top best poker games in the country. It's awesome. And the guy at the casino goes, like the security guy or whatever, or somebody that worked there, he goes, "Yeah, no, we closed that down like a year or two ago. We just didn't have enough people there. It didn't make any sense. Like, we had to have like staff, people who worked there. We didn't have enough people playing." It was like, he's like, "Yeah, it was like a one table game. It wasn't even a big deal." And we shut it down. And all those people, they all play at like somebody's house. And I was like, what? So then it went on for like another year or so, where I didn't play poker, I was just working, busy. before I even went to Timothy. And then that turned into like once a week or once a month for like a day. Still like very busy. Stuff with the baby, with Liz. But then one major thing that changed it was they started giving me a free hotel room, so I was be staying there for like a whole week. They would get a free hotel room. And then the other thing was that I started cleaning, like, and I couldn't find a job. So those are all things that add up to me putting the gambling costs. I found a job, I get program, and everything else. But I'm really about to like start playing games. I'm really thinking about like getting into another sport. Thinking about what sport I'd be good at. And I want something competitive. And we talked about this. But I want to get some more insight, some more opinion from you. So I'm thinking something competitive, something about tennis. Because I think like, and when I was younger, I thought I wanted to get into boxing. Everybody was always against me getting into boxing because they all said that if I get into boxing, I'll hurt my body and I'll end up like getting concussions and like I might come out like retarded or got so many concussions or like I might be like in a boxing gym or something and I'll break my hands or arms or legs will get like kicked or something, but like somebody will somehow like hit me and basically mess up my body from fighting all the time. And what ended up happening was it messed up my body from working. And from just general life. Like everything messes up your body. Your body is like a machine that is eventually going to break down. Eventually die. You can't stop it. What I'm thinking about is getting into like you can say yoga, but that's like a side quest. You gotta stretch. But I'm thinking like what would be a good sport? Good game. I feel like maybe like they say that you can get into golf. Like old people get into golf. The older you are, the more you like golf. I could almost see it. And I think a lot of golf has to do with one, you have to afford golf, which I think I can afford basic golf. I think I am at a point, like, both in how old I am and how rich I am, that I could afford golf, but I think golf is like a money pit, and you can spend as much as you want. But I could definitely just like be golfing. I could be a golf guy, like just pay a little, maybe $100, maybe a couple $100 for like a day of golf. But the one in the city is like 30. You could definitely do the $30 golf, $15 golf, and I don't know if there are really chances of me getting good enough at golf to get like sponsored, professional, or even a semi-professional. Like they talk about, there's a whole league of like semi-pro golfers, and it's almost the same as tournament poker, where you got all these people that are just really into golf and they're pretty good at it, and a lot of people just make it no. They never make it anything. They want to, but they never do. But then there's another league where, so let's say like the PGA. You see the guys on TV that are in the top 10. But what you don't see is, so the first place in the PGA might get like $2 million. The prize pool, and then like 10th place will get like 100,000, 200,000. But the prize pool was like 20 million. And where did that all go? Same structure as poker tournaments, where there was like 100 or 200 people. They got like $2,000, $3,000, like just to place in the top 100 or 200. Like got like 5K, 10K, right? Almost like in a tournament where they just like, basically they give you your money back, or you like double your money for being in the top 10%. And I think in golf, I think that is not totally like, it's not unthinkable to get that good at golf, where I can place and get like prize money of some sort. And I think tennis might be that way too. I've always looked at tennis like there's no way I could be like top pros, because these like top pros have been doing tennis their whole life. Like whatever it is, Selena, Black Girl Sisters, or like the top pros forever. Except for that they get beat like all the time. You can bet on them, and they seem. I've watched them get beat by just like, I don't know who, I don't know anybody else in tennis. Their names go. They're almost like betting on Phil Ivey, the World Series of Poker. And I bet you could bet on it. There's got to be like some website. They're like, who's going to win the World Series of Poker? There's Phil Ivey. Definitely on there. There's like Scotty Newman is on there. And it's just like everybody who has won bracelets like in the past I mean, you could literally, like, stake anyone you want, pretty much. I mean, you can definitely stake Greg Raymer. He, like, tries to sell his stakes. A lot of them sell their stake. Like, partially for the union. Also, for, like, just in case they do have a losing year. And, I never get staked. I never wanted to. And I tried to make it onto one of those websites. They have like another website where it's like the more tournament points you get, the closer you get to getting staked. And then I like started playing tournaments just to get staked. And I got enough points after trying and trying and trying. And eventually I got enough points. But by then I was like, I don't want to get staked, I don't even want to play tournaments. Anyway, I think there might be like some semi-pro league of tennis players. Another one I was looking into, or when I looked it up, I looked up like a list of things. But it was like tennis, talk about boxing. I don't think I really want to get into boxing just because like why I got out of boxing when I was in college is the sport is fighting. But also the personalities are like fucking terrible. So it's like all the personalities of people who want to get in a fight. And it's all bad personalities. So the personalities of the people involved in the sport are definitely a factor in that. It's like kind of ruined poker for me, where I just don't really like. There are few people who I like around poker. So I'm thinking about tennis, or the other one that looked cool was jet skis. Like, I don't know if they race jet skis or it's just like a trick thing, like, or if they're just saying you could like go and buy yourself a jet ski and just go fucking jet ski in the lake. Either way, like that sounds cool. Getting on a jet ski, just like cruising around the lake, like doing little trips or whatever. That sounds cool. Maybe do that. But usually I'll walk my dog. Just walk my dog. Like, for a long time, like you go back and make YouTube videos. For like new people. I don't know how I'm getting like 100 full views of the entire video. For me doing nothing. Talking this crap. Jet ski thing. Oh, like the thing what I used to do before I came out. Just walk the dog. Like skateboard around the dog. The dog likes to pull me on the skateboard. definitely not any money in it. There's not any money in the fucking YouTube videos either. Skateboard around, make a YouTube video, self-skating, dog. I feel like any of these things I could like make videos. Anybody who wants to be on the internet, follow along on my website. Some people chime in with some comment. The live thing, say like, oh, I live in Indonesia or some shit. I mean, it's gotta be entertaining. I watch stuff where people make something in Africa. Walking around. Look at his house. What they're doing, putting balls in the brush. Vegas before and something else. Probably say that all the time. Anyway, my guy that stays on the couch is coming over. Or he said he was, or call. my couch guy. I know he like came by one time when you were here. So you like seen him, and you've seen him on my videos, laying on the couch. You probably don't remember him from the Win, but he definitely works there. And I know that he's the pit boss at the Win. He's like kind of when we met. He goes, the pit boss at the Win. Because I had fucking cancer and I was like basically dying, and I was on all these meds and getting like all this chemo and everything else. And he couldn't like function. And so he basically had to quit his job. And he said then he like had like, I guess getting cancer, he basically had like a near-death experience. It was like, I can't believe, like, this is in his head, I'm just like reading into his own head. I don't know if this is really exactly what he thought. But he's like, I can't believe that I'm like, all this and like having a job, and you know, he's like, I don't want to be working at the poker room. Like, I want to be the poker guy. Like, I want to be the best poker player in the world. Or at least, like, up there with them. And I want to, like, get on the other side of the table and get in the game. So he, basically chasing his dreams, wouldn't go to work, and just played poker. Awesome. Said, books. And one time he was over here and he had like some book. I guess he was reading it, but he had a book that he brought, and like, I don't know if he was gonna read it or if he apparently wasn't gonna give it to me. They had like some poker books he was reading. I think that, like, I'm at like a level in poker books, but, and like, I think that it really comes down to the hand you have, and I think a lot of the mistakes that I'm making have been that I'm not trusting myself, in that the other people at the table are not loving me. Like, it happens frequently, extremely frequently. Like, and I said this when I was 21, and I'm saying it again. Now I'm like almost 40. And there was some guy at the casino who was talking about some other guy at some other poker. Well, I was at the table, so I don't know if he was referring to the way I was playing or what. But there was some guy at some poker table who said that he was playing poker at some casino somewhere years ago. And that there was some guy, and he was playing like some small tournament. It was like $100 or $200 or $300 buy-in, small tournament. Sitting at a tournament poker table, some guy who had to be like 70 or 90. Guy, he said, played so aggressive. It was like, you couldn't believe it. But like, this guy, it's like, and then when he got called, he didn't have shit. But the guy sitting at the table, and he's like 90 years old. Like, and he said, I think it was, He wasn't no young buck, but you would have thought he was by the way he was playing. This guy is sitting at the poker table, and he's just fighting. Like, and people can figure out, like, does he really keep getting pocket aces this many times in a row? And when he finally got called down, it was like, he didn't have fucking anything. And that's the way that I'd like to play. And a lot of times I will. Sometimes, like, and I tell, I was calling, that guy Art, who looks at the band. And he'll call me, and like he did this tonight. He'll be like, hey, are you, can I come over? And I'll be like, yeah, sure, come over. And then he just won't show up. So one time he did that, he called me, and he's like, hey, can I come over? And I was like, sure. Come over. And he didn't come over until like 3 or 4 in the morning. And then he's like, damn, cool. And I'm like, dude, he called me like 4 hours ago. Now I'm asleep. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like, he's kind of wishy-washy. On like calling and then showing up. It's like, okay, he called. Who knows? It's almost like my dad. Maybe it's like an old white guy thing. Or maybe it's just an old guy thing. Like maybe it's not just white people. It's like old guys. Or just people. Like maybe just some kind of people like that. But I think old guys, old white guys have some common denominator between my dad and this guy Art. They say they're going to come over. They act like they want to come over. And then they just don't. And they don't show up. And they don't fucking call it. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? And I mean, I don't care. But I'm just like, what the fuck is this thing? So, I mean, if you're not going to come over, then don't fucking say if you're, like, don't ask if you're going to come over. But I thought you were going to go. I'm trying to stay awake, but now I've been awake for like an extra half an hour. And I really want to play tournament number 100. The Hyper Turbo. WSOP Hyper Turbo. It might be a ringer. Or I mean, it might be a bracelet. I think what's special about the ones in the sun is that they're bracelets. The bracelet, like, for anybody that doesn't know about poker, the bracelet is like, it's like a super trophy. They have like lots of trophy events, like all kinds of trophies, like this trophy, that trophy, all kinds of trophy events. But the bracelet events are like an extra shiny trophy. I'm trying to win a bracelet, like, it has no, what's even more fucked up, it has no first place on my record. I have lots of, there's been tons of times where I won tournaments. But I don't have a bracelet. that dude just showed up. But I'm gonna
Did you go to your appointment today?
huh?
Did you get to your appointment today?
Wait, what?
Your appointment.
Oh yeah. And then
How'd that go?
well, it's like a union,
Yeah.
and they make it hard to join the union just for the sake of, I think, making it so that they have more control over their employees.
Okay.
Like when you finally get the job there.
Yeah.
So now, like, you've already put in so much to get this job, you know, that you can't tell them like they could say do X, Y, Z, and you're gonna do exactly what they want, how they want, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's all because they made it so hard to get the job. And so but the what's really behind it, I think, is that there's not a lot of demand for like construction work, period. So when they advertise that they pay more than usual, I think that draws a lot of people.
Right.
And so they get like more of a pool of people that go and to sign up. But that doesn't mean that there's more work involved. You know what I mean?
Right. What was the profession exactly? Was it electrician or carpenter? What is it? What is the trade?
Oh, this one is for it's the bricklayer, and it's like you got to pick one of these trades.
Okay.
And it's like bricklayer, stonemason, and then the one I wanted to sign up for was tile setter.
Yeah.
I kind of checked all of them, and I was like, you know, but the favorite one would be the tile setter.
Yeah.
And that's because my dad said, because I was going to go and get into the carpenter union, and my dad was like, you don't want to do that shit, you're almost like fucking 40, right? They're like, you don't want to be doing carpenter work when you're 16, you know?
Right.
Like, you're going to be fucking dead, right?
Right.
Carpenter work is like heavy, it's like climbing shit, you know? It's just too much physical, like, he's like, who they want for carpenters is they want, like, some 20-year-old kid, like, fresh out of high school, you know, 18, strong, like, he barely didn't make it to the NFL. That's who they want, right? And he's like, you just didn't make the cut at the right time. Because one thing is that I turned 18, like, in 08, you know? Like, at the worst possible time. It'd almost be like turn 18 during COVID, you know? And there was, like, no jobs, period, for anybody. But, so I just, like, when I was that age, it just was the wrong time. But he said now, like at my age or whatever, if I'm gonna go sign up for a union, then I should do tile because it's like the lightest, you know, like, it's not heavy, and like the whole point is that like I've been retired, you know, like I'm like financially retired or like retirement eligible kind of, you know, with money. And so, but it's just I want to like work, you know, like I just can't not work. So I'm like, oh, like what he would kind of told me too. Like what I'm thinking is like, I want to do something, but like, anyway, like the tile setters, it's not like a super heavy job, and I told the guy at the union basically that was like, he said, "What are you trying to get into this union for?" So it's like you pick the union, you know. And I basically told him that, and he's like, "Why don't you do what?" He's like, "Why don't you do the tile center? Or I mean, the not the tile center, the tile finish, right? So like basically the grout." And I'm like, and the grout guy makes less like per hour, but on the tile setter crew, he said this is going to be like 2 years of apprenticeship, and he's like, and you're not gonna come in as a journeyman, you know, because you gotta like know how everything works with the tile, with like these big casinos, giant jobs. He's like, I gotta know everything about tile before you're a tile setter. And he said, you're not gonna come in as a journeyman tile setter. He goes, and for like the first 2 years when you're an apprentice, they're not even gonna have you laying tile. They're gonna have you, you know, they're like, he's like, you're not gonna lay anything out. So like, all of these questions about layout, that's for the journeyman. The journeyman do the layout. He's like, when you're at like the middle of year 2 is when you start laying tile. He said like for all of year 1 and like when you come in at first, they're gonna say like, so how many? They're not even gonna ask like, have you laid tile? They're gonna be like, how many points do you have? Like of union work, tile, and it'll be like 0. And they're gonna have me like picking up tile and like walking it from the parking lot to the, you know, the 17th floor of the lodge where they're doing a remodel, right? And he basically said like, based on like what I was saying, like, because I'm not even really like, I'm not even looking really for like a career as a journeyman. Like, I'm just trying to get a couple of years in union here so that I could just like roll my contract license over to here. And I'm just gonna be contracted. And he was like, oh, you are a tile finisher. He's like, bring your grout float and your grout saw and like some fucking rubber gloves and a sponge, you know, because you're gonna be laying grout. And I'm like, whatever. At all the construction work that I've did, like the grout guys are usually the coolest. Yeah. Like, and you know, I'm like a 300-man crew that's like trying to run a bunch of tile up the stairs and lay it out. You know, like you don't got like tiles that are 1.5 feet wide and they weigh 100 pounds. You gotta like carry them with some other guys. Like all of that is like out the window because you're just the grout guy. Like the grout guy, they usually have like one grout guy who comes and does like the whole freaking place. You know, like, they got all these construction crews going for him, and he's like at the end, like just grouting him. He's always the fucking chillest guy, like, you know, just grouting away or whatever, you know, walking around. He's almost like a, there's another trade that's like that, is the drywall finisher. I guess it's all these finishers. But the drywall finisher, that guy's always like the chillest dude. He's like, he just comes in and he'll come in and he'll like sand the drywall, you know, patch up the drywall a little more and sand it down, you know, and he's like just chilling all day. He's like, literally he's waiting for the drywall like to dry up or whatever. And then he's like, you know, putting his little magic touches on it. Anyway, I was down for that, and then so I gotta go home, and I got stuff I gotta do at home, so I'm gonna get out of here in a couple days and go home and take care of all that stuff. I'm kind of like in the air about if I want to sell my houses out there or just rent them out. Like, I kind of want to just sell them. I can't really decide. It's almost like keeping them is like more of a job than it's worth. But I might just want to stay out there. But anyway, I gotta go home. I gotta I'd have to get my truck, get my tools, and drive back out here. And they got like a hands-on union test. And I'd have to do like a half a grout job for another guy. So I gotta like sand out. I guess I got there. I'm gonna have to sand out this shower, like showing that I know how to like measure stuff. Great blueprint. Then sand out this shower and grout it. And then he's gonna give his magic signature and put me in as like whatever level of a grout employee he thinks that I'm gonna be. That's the future. And then tomorrow I'm thinking about playing
number 100 final WSOP tournament. Just the hyper tournament.